Hello there everyone, welcome back to the channel. Its-A-Mii here, and today we're doing another Switch 2 unboxing. This time, we are checking out the unfortunate code-in-box release of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 Plus 4 on Nintendo Switch 2. However, we're doing a giveaway, so in this video, you will be able to get this code. Keep an eye out for when the code pops up, and you might be able to actually get this before anyone else. We're also going to go into my first impressions and some handheld and dock gameplay, so if you are new here and you enjoy videos like this, I would appreciate you liking the video and subscribing. Let's get into it. Alrighty folks, welcome back. So this video was supposed to go up a while ago. I keep saying like, hey, I'm gonna do a code giveaway, and I get comments being like, where's the video? Unfortunately, I ordered this online through Best Buy, and they took forever to deliver it. In fact, they took so long that I actually contacted support, and they were like, hey, here's another one. So I have two right now. I'm actually gonna just go ahead and return this one, which makes this a truly free copy. So shout out to Best Buy, I guess, for that. Originally, I had bought it using some gift certificates I have there. That was the only reason I was buying this code in box release. I ended up buying this game myself digitally on the eShop because it had like the digital deluxe pre-order bonus stuff, and I really wanted to play it. So I bought it there, and I already had this ordered. So I was like, you know what? I'll do a code giveaway, and that's how I ended up with two of these things. So we have two copies of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 Plus 4 code in box on Switch 2 here. It is a code in box release. Very unfortunate. I really hate that Activision did this for a series that I love so much. Even a game key card I would have been much happier with, just so there's something actually physically in here. But alas, what can you do? So here we have the front of the box with Tony there himself, as well as one of the new levels in this game. There are some new levels in Pro Skater 3 Plus 4. This is like a water park level. I think there's like a pinball stage, and I'm going to say one or two others. So it's not just a remake. There is new content here as well. And of course, new skaters that you can play as. Of course, it says a full game download, see back, game card not included. Activision. I feel like it's weird. Like, I almost want to attribute it more towards like there being some sort of manufacturing issue than it actually being Activision and 2K being greedy or whatever, because I can't really fathom why you wouldn't just do the game key card. It cannot cost that much to produce a game key card. So I'm really hoping that we're seeing so many code in boxes because there's just something wrong with manufacturing, right? Like that. Hopefully that's what's happening here. I think that could be the case because WWE 2K is a box, but then NBA is not going to be a code in box. It's a game key card. So I don't know. I'm rambling, but yeah, here is the front of the box. We do have the side here, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 Plus 4 with the old Activision logo there as well. If it'll focus. Oh yeah, we got the full view today. No face cam. My camera like overheated or something, so we're just doing the top down. But there is the spine for this one, and then we have the back of the box. It says shred like a pro, drop in to 3 new parks, or tear it up across 16 timeless classics from Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and Pro Skater 4. Reunite the crew with cross-platform online multiplayer, create custom goals, and expanded create a park modes. Create a park is something I don't really mess with too much. I loved it in Underground as a kid, but I haven't really messed with it too much in my later years, so to speak. But we have Foundry, College. Foundry and College. Foundry is a Tony 3 map. College is a Tony Hawk 4 map, right? That's where you like sketch on your professor's car. And then you also have Water Park, which is the new one. This is a 45 gig game download straight to your SD card or to your system storage. Of course, HDR is supported in docked and handheld mode. What other information is there on here? Switch Online required. Rated C for teen. Yeah, let's go and crack this thing open. I'm not expecting anything too exciting on the inside, except for the code itself, which once again, you guys can redeem. I'm not going to redeem this code. So if you want a chance to get this game for free through this video, make sure you're clicking quick. And if you do get the code, make sure you comment it down below so people know not to even bother, right? You know, say, hey, thanks for the code or whatever, or hey, I got the code. So let's go ahead and get this open here, get this plastic out of here. And then one more time before we open it up, the front of the box, the spine, and then the back of this empty plastic case. Okay, so here we have the inside. Yeah, it's just an empty box. So as you can see here, my thumb is covering the last 2 digits. You're gonna have to think a little bit for this one. It's a very simple puzzle or riddle. The final 2 characters in this code on here, the final 2 characters on this code are what you would call a police department, just shortened. So what would you call that? You gotta figure it out. But those are the last 2 digits, and then that is the actual code itself. I'm gonna flip it over here so you can't see it. I don't want to just like, you know, give it out immediately. You gotta work for it a little bit. Give people a chance to solve that. I mean, it's not really a hard thing to solve, but I don't want to just flash it on screen because then somebody would click through and just see that. Here's your instructions for how to redeem it. When you do, I'm sure you all know already how to go to the eShop and download something. Once again, 45 gig download there. But yeah, once again, the final 2 characters in this code are what you would call a police department, just shortened, right? And then yeah, it's just an empty box. No inside art. There is a little bit of like a user message warning thing there, but other than that, this is just an empty case. It'll live on my shelf from now on, which I guess is kind of nice to have like some sort of physical thing here. But if you want to buy this game on Switch 1, there is a free upgrade. We didn't know about that until this was already coming out. I would have bought the Switch 1 version had I known that, but Activision didn't announce it. They were just like, hey, it's out, and there's a free upgrade for it, which is kind of annoying. But yes, if you buy the Switch 1 cartridge, which to be fair, doesn't have much data on it, I think it's just the tutorial and maybe some other things, you can upgrade to the Switch 2 version and just play it that way, just so you have a physical cartridge, even if the main data isn't on there. It's still nice to have something that you could resell later or give to a friend. But that is going to do it for the unboxing. Now we're going to go over to my first impressions of the game with some gameplay. Almost forgot to show it here, but if you wanted to see what the icon looks like, here is the icon for Pro Skater 3+4 on Nintendo Switch 2. Just want to make sure I always show this. I feel like some people might be curious what it looks like before they actually buy the game. All right, on to the early impressions for Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3+4. Unfortunately, I haven't had as much time to play it in the past week as I would have liked. I want to say I maybe have like 5 or 6 hours played, and as I've been busy with other games. Suikoden, I did that video, and of course Bonanza just came out. But listen, if you enjoy Tony Hawk, this is Tony Hawk. They really just took Pro Skater 1+2 and slapped 3+4 in it. I know a lot of people have issues with 4 specifically because they got rid of the career mode in that game. I never played Tony 4, so I can't personally say that hurts me too much. I really enjoy the 2-minute objective style of these games where you have all your different objectives, you have 2 minutes to do them, you do them over and over. You can try to do them all at once. It's not going to happen though unless you're a speedrunner. But getting all of the skate letters or doing specific tricks over certain things in each level. This very specific arcadey gameplay format for Tony Hawk is what works for me, and it's what I really like out of these games. Even though I grew up with Underground, and I mean, I really enjoyed the Underground like story when I was a kid, I think this specific 2-minute fast-paced arcade gameplay is just kind of immaculate, to be honest. Like, I really think this is peak Tony Hawk here. The Switch 2 ports, having not played the PS5 version, but I have played the PS5 version of Pro Skater 1 and 2. The Switch 2 port definitely has some major issues. Visually, it's fine, but some of the character models definitely don't look the greatest. Though, to be fair, they don't look great on the other platforms. What really matters in a game like this is just the actual performance and also how the levels look, I would say, even more than the actual characters. And the levels look great. The performance on Switch is solid. There will be some frame drops here and there. It's not going to run quite as well as the other consoles, but also it does run better than if you were playing it on Switch 1. So a nice in-between, I suppose. However, big, huge, stinky asterisk on this game, it crashes a lot. If you watch any preview coverage for this game, you will know that it crashes a lot, to the point that I frankly just cannot recommend this version of the game. I bought it on Switch 2, even with this code and box BS happening, because, well, I wanted to have it on my Switch 2 so I can play it in handheld mode. That was something I really wanted with Pro Skater 1+2. I tried playing on my Portal, but because it's so input heavy, you can't really play that game with any latency. So I bought it on Switch 2 so I could play it cuddled up on the couch or in bed or whatever on the go. And because of the constant crashing in this game, I just cannot recommend this version until they fix it. I really hope they do fix it, and I think they will fix it eventually. Iron Galaxy usually takes feedback to heart. I know, what was it, Last of Us Part 1 on PC they ended up doing, and I'm pretty sure they fixed that. At least I hope they fixed that, because it was a mess when it released there. So hopefully the Switch 2 version gets fixed up, and from there, I really won't have any issues with it. It's just a competent port of this game. One thing I will say, though, I don't love what they did with the soundtrack in this game. So for Pro Skater 1 and 2, it was just, I'm pretty sure it was just like the original soundtracks of those games, if I'm not mistaken. But for this game, there's a lot more modern stuff. Like there's 100 gecs in here. And I don't know. I mean, like in that specific case, I guess 100 gecs fits the skateboarding culture vibe, but also there's something so specifically 90s and early 2000s about the soundtracks in these games. I kind of don't love that they messed with it. I know licensing is an issue, but yeah, the soundtrack, I wish they had just kept it 1-to-1 with the original versions. But overall, I mean, when it's not crashing, I am having a lot of fun with this game. I still need to finish up all of the objectives on Tony Hawk 4. I have most of them done on Tony Hawk 3, so still a ways to go on here. And then, of course, you can do it with other characters. I think most of the gameplay you're seeing is going to be Doomslayer, because Doomslayer was like a digital deluxe pre-order bonus. That's how I bought the game, so I could play it 3 days early, and I was hoping to get this video up, but then Best Buy took forever to send me the code. You all know the story by now, but I really wish there was cross-save. I think there's cross-play for the multiplayer, which also is pretty fun. I didn't mess with that too much in the other remaster, but in this game, it's interesting. You just like go into a lobby and you do like very, very quick mini games. It almost feels like I'm in, I don't know, like a Minecraft minigame server or something, just how fast-paced the things are switching. But you'll get into a lobby with other players, or, you know, you're playing tag where you have to grind on a rail and then land the combo or something to tag it with your color and get more objects, basically, than other players. Of course, there's other modes as well. The online is pretty fun. I definitely want to give that more of a go, but I really wish there was cross-save because, especially with the crashing, this is a game I low-key, even though I love having in handheld mode, this is one I wanted to mind double dipping on, to be honest, especially once the PS5 version goes on sale. Like, have my handheld experience, especially once they fix the crashing issues, but then being able to take that and play it on PS5 at a higher fidelity, and especially with trophies, because trophies are an important thing for me. I really wish there was proper cross-save here, but unfortunately, Activision gonna Activision. But yes, besides the lack of cross-progression, besides the constant crashing that this game has, it is a lot of fun. It is a relatively competent port in terms of how it actually functions and plays in the moment when it's not crashing, but of course those issues are kind of too big to ignore. So as of right now, middle of July, I personally wouldn't recommend this version of the game too much. Of course, congratulations to whoever found the code. You'll see what I mean. If you play it for any extended period of time, you will experience some crashing for sure. But all in all, I can't wait to finish up Bonanza so I can get back to this game and finish doing all of the challenges in each stage. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Tony Hawk is just a good game to vibe to, especially with the music playing, or even sometimes, you know, I'll put on my own music and just kind of, it's just a vibe game, you know, you just kind of zone out and you're just doing tricks, and it's just so satisfying going for those high combos. So that is going to do it for this unboxing and early impressions video. Let me know your thoughts on Pro Skater 3+4 in the comments down below. Did you pick it up on Switch 2? Did you pick it up somewhere else? Maybe this video convinced you not to pick it up on Switch 2 because, well, it definitely has issues. Thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, folks, peace.